Hey guys, Josh here. So we're almost in September, and honestly, I don't think I'm ready for it. If you like farming sims, you probably already know there are a ton of them releasing next month, which I think we could now refer to as Farm Simtember. Which is good, it's always fun to have a lot of farming games, but sometimes it can also be overwhelming trying to keep track of everything. So in this video, I'll go over all of the farming sims releasing next month. I'll tell you my thoughts on each game, and hopefully by the end of the video you'll have a good idea of which one you'd like to spend your time and money on. Let's start, and on September 5th we'll have the release for Switch and Steam of Rune Factory 3 Special. This is the Japanese version that came out in March, and it's a port of Rune Factory 3 that came out originally on the Nintendo DS. If you're not familiar with this series, it started as a spin-off of what is currently known as Story of Seasons, and it blends a farming sim with action RPG. There's a lot more combat and a bigger emphasis on the story in Rune Factory than in most other farming games. I've been playing the Japanese version of Rune Factory 3 Special for a while, and if you'd like a comparison, I would say it feels extremely similar to Rune Factory 4 in terms of graphics, atmosphere, and gameplay, but since it's technically an older game, it's lacking a lot of quality features that you would have in Rune Factory 4. So for a quick example, when you want to sell items, you will need to put them out of your inventory and drop them in the shipping bin one by one, instead of just being able to do everything through a menu and just swapping them from your inventory to your storage. Another thing that may disappoint some players is that in this game you can only play as a boy, and there are a few outfits you can unlock, but it's not a game with a focus on customization or playing as whoever you want. The good thing is though, you can transform into a woolly, which is this very cute sheep monster. If you liked Rune Factory 4, I think you'll most likely like this game just as much, as overall it feels so similar, but with a different story and cast of characters. If you didn't like Rune Factory 4, this probably will not be a game for you, and if you're brand new to the series, I think that 4 or 5 would be better places to start, as they do have more content and quality of life features that modern players would expect. For me, I am looking forward to the English version. I am planning to cover it quite a bit on my channel, but I think this will definitely appeal more to longtime fans of the series rather than newcomers. 3 days later, on September 8th, Fae Farm will release for Switch and PC. This game was announced about a year ago, and the more I hear about it, the more excited I get. In Fae Farm, up to 4 players will be able to join together as they explore the magical world of Azoria, use the spells to farm and overcome challenges, and so much more. This game looks so cute, and just by looking at it, I feel like playing it will be such a smooth and enjoyable experience. It will of course feature farming, fishing, bug catching, mining, and all of the other activities you would expect, but it also looks like it will offer a good emphasis on customization. You'll get to create your character, customize your farm and your house, and from what I saw in the trailer, it seems like we'll have a pretty good selection of fences, furniture, and everything else that we need to make our little plot of land look unique. Speaking of decoration, if you place a pre-order before September 8th, you will get the Cozy Cabin Variety Pack, which comes with one outfit, a garden birdhouse and a bench, plus a wallpaper, a flooring, a rug, and an animal portrait to decorate your wall. This game was developed with multiplayer in mind, so you will be able to, yes, play by yourself, but also with up to 3 other players for an even more fun experience. The best part is that it will support crossplay, so let's say you decide to buy the game on Switch, well, you will still be able to play with your friends that are on PC. I just can't wait any longer for this game. I'll definitely play it as soon as I can. You can expect a review, some tips videos, live streams, so stay tuned, but I'm planning to cover this game quite a bit in the next month. So I think it's safe to say most people most likely know about Fae Farm and Rune Factory 3, but one game you might not know about yet is Crater Cove. This one is not releasing in September, but there will be a playtest for those interested in checking out the game early, which I will definitely do. I'll put the link to their Steam page in the description where you can sign up for the playtest, but basically it's a game where you will get to rebuild a town on an island, and you will also have a little boat to sail and explore other islands. There's going to be crafting, diving, a lot of customization, and so much more. I learned about this game very recently, and I just wanted to let you know about it if you'd like to register for our playtest, in case you didn't have enough games to play already in September. Alright, next we're going from September 8th to September 26th. So right now you might be thinking, well, September isn't that crazy, there's nothing between the 8th and the 26th, but just watch out, there's actually 4 cozy games coming out on the same date on Farm September 26th. First, let's talk about My Time at Sandrock. It will be releasing for PC and consoles and this is a sequel to My Time at Portia. I've been playing the early access version on PC for a while, and this game is mostly about crafting. You gather materials, you craft machines to transform those materials, you get quests from people asking you to craft things for them. It's honestly a lot of crafting. There are tons of items and machines to keep track of, and it can be a bit overwhelming, so just keep that in mind. But somehow, even though I'm not that big of a fan of crafting and managing all of the storage and hundreds of items, I'm still having such a fun time with Sandrock. The story and characters are fun, there's a good amount of customization, the combat is simple, easy to understand, but some parts can also be challenging. There is multiplayer, mini-games, the mining and exploration are fun, and I'm just having a good time. If you're a fan of crafting, you will love it, but I think even if you're not, there's still so much to do in this game to enjoy. But keep in mind that if you really do hate crafting, then this game will not be for you. Also, Sandrock is better than its predecessor on so many levels. The team listened to the feedback and added a ton of quality of life features. For example, now when you craft something on the assembly station, it will take your items directly from your storage, so you will no longer have to hold the items in your hand. And so many more little things like that they do add up and make a big difference on the overall experience. I know a lot of people have concerns about the Switch port of the game, as My Time at Portia was known for having lots of technical issues, but the good thing is the developers have learned from it, and instead of relying on a third-party company to work on the console version, this time they are doing it themselves. So even though it may not look as beautiful as on PC or the other consoles, I have not played it, but I'm hopeful that it will at least run smoothly. Another good thing about this game is that if you're interested in the PC version, well, it's been available in early access for some time now, so there's already a great amount of content and your progress will carry over. So if you want to catch up on it before the release date so you can focus on other games on September 26th, it's definitely something that you can do. The next game, Mineko's Night Market, is not really a farming game, but it still has some similar mechanics, such as crafting, seasons, friendships, minigames, and overall just has a relaxing and cozy vibe that will most likely appeal to players who like farming games, and it's coming out for Steam, Switch, and PlayStation 5. You will play as Mineko, a girl who arrived in a little Japanese town that is struggling, and your goal will be to discover its secrets and to do your best to revive the town. I played the demo for this game a few months ago, and I just loved how the characters and the dialogues were all very fun and quirky. And this game is definitely more narrative driven than others on this list, so if you're into a fun story, it might be a good pick for you. There's also some puzzles and even stealth elements to this game, so for example, in the demo there was a mission where you had to make your way through a garden by distracting some agents and hiding from them, and that was certainly a fun change of pace from gathering materials and interacting with the villagers. The demo was quite short, so I didn't feel like I got to experience that much of what the game had to offer. It was just a tiny little sneak peek, but it made me really want to find out more and play this game more. Unfortunately, as much as I'm looking forward to playing Mineko's Night Market, I know I will be so busy playing and covering all of the other games coming out in the same month, and it's a bit of a shame because that game was originally supposed to come out in 2022. It's been delayed a lot, and now after all that time, it gets a bit overshadowed by releasing the same date as many other similar games. Now, let's talk about a pretty divisive game, Harvest Moon: The Winds of Anthos, releasing for Steam and consoles. I think most of us are aware of the situation by now, but every time I talk about this series, I do feel the need to do this disclaimer just in case. So this is a game from Natsume, who also made games like Harvest Moon, One World, Skytree Village, Light of Hope, and except for the name, it has no connection to the original Harvest Moon games that were released prior to 2014. There was a name change for this series in the West, and all of the games that you played 10 to 20 years ago that were called Harvest Moon, that series is now called Story of Seasons. So if you want to look for games in that series, you should look up Story of Seasons. So I just have to do this disclaimer every time. But anyway, now let's talk about the game. This is Harvest Moon: Winds of Anthos, and despite how badly the previous Harvest Moon games from Natsume have been received, it does seem like it's trying to turn things around a little bit. It's in 3D first of all, and yes, some environments do look empty, but everything looks a lot cleaner and polished than in, let's say, Harvest Moon One World. Their characters, the animations, and the UI look great, and it gives me hope that I could actually enjoy this game. In terms of gameplay, it will be similar to One World, where there's an open world with different towns, each with their own climate, crops, and characters, and you will be able to move your house around as you explore and help people around the different areas. The game will feature different festivals, a camera mode to take pictures, and even though I'm trying to keep my expectations realistic based on my experience with their previous games, I do have a bit of hope that this could actually be fun, but we'll have to wait until September 26th to find out. Last but not least, we have Paleo Pines releasing for Steam and consoles. This is a game where you'll get to tame a wide variety of dinosaurs, each one with their own abilities that will help you farm, gather resources, and unlock new areas where you'll meet even more new dinosaurs. There is currently a demo available on Steam, which lets you play through the first 2 weeks of the game, so it is a pretty lengthy demo, and I actually liked it so much that I played through it twice. I definitely recommend you try it out to see if the game is for you, and even though it did have some flaws, like it was difficult to find out where to go for a certain quest, or how to find some items or dinos, overall I had so much fun. I would say my favorite part of this game is how each dinosaur is different. Not only do they come in different colors, but they like different food, which you'll have to figure out in order to tame them. They also have different preferences for their pen. For example, they will usually want their pen to look like their native biomes, but also some will get along or not get along with certain other species, or want their pen to be of a certain size, so you have to carefully plan who goes where. You can also pet your dinos, give them treats, or take them for a walk. They all have different skills to help you, and they just feel so alive and unique compared to most animals in farming games. You'll also be tending to crops in this game, but the focus is clearly on the dinosaur ranching, and this game is just so cute, so fun. You can tell the developers have put a lot of love into it, and I can't wait to play it more in the next month. Also, I'm pretty sure that the progress from the demo will carry over to the full version, so just like my time at Sandrock, it is a game that you can get a bit ahead of the release date if you'd like. Alright guys, so these are all of the farming sims that will be releasing in Farm September. I'm sure I'm probably forgetting one, or there's gonna be a new game coming out of nowhere in the middle of the month. It's just gonna be such a busy month with so many games to play. Let me know if you could only pick one game, which one would it be? For me, it would have to be either Fae Farm or Paleo Pines, but I don't think I could choose just one, so I'm gonna play all of them, and I'm going to try to cover all of them on my channel as much as possible. So stay tuned if you don't want to miss that out, if you want some reviews, some live streams to help you decide which game to play. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it, guys. Also, if you like the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, my Cozy Gamer t-shirt, you can get it on mygaminggarden.com. So check that out, and I'll see you all in the next video.